Hey, welcome to T-11, everybody. I've changed our name, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a little while. I've got some things in mind, and I want to discuss some things. But yeah, welcome to a new channel. Welcome to a new day. I hope everybody's doing good, and I've got some things to talk about. So let's get into it. We got the kids all set up here on the computers. We got these computers from their schools so that they could do their schoolwork online. But we just converted our kitchen table here into a little workspace, and they're doing their schoolwork online. So it's been kind of interesting since they've started school online. We've had a few hiccups, and the first week was a little stressful, not too bad, but things are going a little more smoothly here. They actually started on like a Friday, like August 14th or something like that, and it was just kind of odd that they started on a Friday, but it was okay because they got everything kind of worked out, and then on Monday they started their classes, and it was mostly just roll call for the whole first week. They would have to answer questions like, what's your favorite color, what's your favorite book, stuff like that. We have a couple Macs here, but I have my own work computer, and I've been working from home, so I have to work on this. And we have one other old tower, G5 computer, but it's from 2010, and it's super slow. And so we got these computers for them to work on from their school, and checked them out from the school so that they could work on that. And this week they're actually chugging along, and the teachers are actually starting to teach more content, and it's going pretty good. I can come in here and do my work, and they basically just log in and do their work, and I don't really have to help them. But the first week, it was constantly, Dad, can you help? Dad, can you help me do this, help me do that? The classrooms weren't working. Some of the teachers' mics wouldn't work. The Zoom meetings weren't working. You couldn't find the links for the meetings. Each teacher put the links for their classroom meetings in different places, and so it was just kind of like trying to figure things out. And now that the kids know where and how the teachers are putting their content and the expectations for the class, has been a little more smooth. So I just, I'm glad that they're at least started school. I think it's going to be much better once they get back in the classroom and start actually learning in a physical classroom. Who knows when that will be. And that just kind of leads up to some other things that I've just been kind of thinking about. And I wasn't sure how to, really wasn't sure what the whole point of any of this YouTube stuff was. What's the point of doing a vlog? Do I really want to do a vlog? Do I care about viewers? Do I care about subscribers? And I really realized that I should just do this for myself and for my family. It's cool for me at least, and my wife, just to be able to kind of go back through and look at the things that we have done, the trips that we go on, or the food that we create, or anything that we create. Really, that's really the whole point that I really wanted to show some of this stuff is the creations that I'm working on, the creations that Melissa's working on, the food that we prepare, and the trips that we go on, and just be able to look back on our memories. If you guys want to tune in and watch that kind of stuff, if you find any of it interesting, I think that's pretty cool. And you're more than welcome to follow along vicariously. But we just thought it's a good way for us to document what we're doing. And I was kind of thinking, if this is all my thing, I might just go through and pepper in some kind of like little slideshows of the things we've done before. Because in the past, I was basically just learning photography, learning my DSLR, and trying to take artsy photographs of, I would take my camera along places, and I would do the kind of typical snapshot of our family, and I would also try to take some kind of artsy photographs with light and blurred backgrounds and macro shots or landscape shots and just things that I thought were cool. But now I'm starting to realize that maybe I should just start focusing more on video and less on photography. But I've got all these photos of our previous things that we've done, and so maybe I'll just create some small slideshows and pepper them into the videos that I'm working on. That way I can at least kind of go through and see the things that we've done in the past. And I've watched other YouTubers talk about how they create their videos and what they do to create their videos. And if you're a subscriber, maybe you've noticed that we changed our name. And to me, it all just kind of begins with your name. And I wasn't totally content and happy with the name that I chose, because my name is Steve Clock. It's just like a clock, a wall clock, but instead of a C, it has a K. So I thought, why not use that? But there are lots of people with the last name Clock, even though a lot of people may not have heard that name so much. There are actually a lot of people in the United States and Germany and France and all over the place that have this same last name. And there's even other people with my exact same name, Stephen Clock. So I thought that I should come up with something a little more original. And we thought about it, and at first our name was Clockspace, but it just doesn't kind of roll off the tongue very well. And I just kind of thought it was just kind of dull, or like a stick in the mud or something, like it's just not very cool. And so then we changed it to, since we thought about doing these videos, and I thought, okay, we're going to be doing some of these vlogs and family adventures and things like that just for ourselves. Why not put in our last name and call it Clocking Clocks, as if we're like clocking the time, or we're clocking in our adventures. But even still, that it just sounded something sounds wrong with saying Clocking Clocks, like it's almost like a swear word or something, And so then we've gone ahead and changed it again, because the more we thought about it, the more we're like, I really wanted it to be me and Melissa, my wife Melissa, and myself doing these videos, and just our family trips and adventures, and more of a vlog. But a lot of these vloggers that you see, there are a lot of couple vloggers out there, but a lot of the famous ones too are just individual vloggers, and their names are their names, But I thought it should be something that was kind of inclusive between the two of us. And so one thing that we had kind of been working out is that maybe I shouldn't use our last name at all, but maybe kind of goes along with the whole time theme. And so we changed it to T-11, because at first we were thinking something along the line of 7-Eleven, because if you take my name and you take the T out, it becomes 7, and sort of like 7 o'clock. And Melissa's name is actually spelled with 2 L's instead of 2 S's. Most Melissas out there have 2 S's, but she has 2 L's. And so we kind of thought that's kind of like 11. She didn't totally like that, just because in Stranger Things, the girl in the show, her name is 11, and we didn't want to just be calling ourselves 7 and 11. And it's cool, but kind of weird too. So we still want to use our names. And there's also just the whole 7-Eleven thing. 7-Eleven is well known as the the big convenience store chain, and I didn't want to call our channel after convenience store. So we changed it to T-11 because it's kind of like time. My dad's experience as a pilot and my fascination with flight and space kind of goes along with the whole T-10 countdown, and T-11 always seems to be kind of like something you say when you're about to go on a trip, 11 more days, 11 more hours, and you're counting down the time to do something. So that seemed to kind of fit. And Stephen minus the T is 7 and 11, so T-11. And so that's how we came up with that name. And so I hope that you like it, and I figure I can just keep the same logo in it too. I've got this kind of crop circle logo that's kind of like a clock, and it's not, it doesn't totally look like a clock, but it's kind of like a crop circle geometric shape thing, and the box in the middle sort of makes a T shape and also sort of makes an 11 while being a box at the same time. And so it all seems to kind of fit now, and I think it fits much better than clock space. And so hopefully we can just roll with that and just focus more on our videos. And so with that, I've got a birthday coming up, and we were thinking about taking a trip, but there's some other videos that I wanted to do first, and I just wanted to talk about this first before I started segueing into any other videos. I've got a couple videos in mind, and whether or not I show those, I'm not totally sure which videos I'm going to start with, but there's a few videos that I've actually got footage for that I never posted, and just all this stuff that goes on in my mind, it kind of shuts me down from even posting them on YouTube. And that's kind of why I wanted to talk about this and kind of get my juices flowing again and get this stuff out there, because I feel like I got to get it out of my head first, and then once that happens, I can start to create again. Sometimes I get these blocks in my mind, like, what's the point of any of it? Who cares? And so, what is the point of any of it? For me, it's just about recording this stuff, and for me to go back online and see some of my own adventures. If I get subscribers, hey, that's cool, but I shouldn't look at it as trying to make money. I'm not doing this to try and become some YouTuber or some famous blogger or anything. I just want to create some videos and record the things that we're doing, and it just is the perfect platform to be able to do that. So with that said, let me think about what I want to do next, and then try to edit this back together. Okay, so that didn't actually take very long to think about, because check it out. I'm wearing the Star Wars shirt, and got my Star Wars stuff here behind me, and a little blown out here, but I think that leads me into my next video idea, is that, back before this whole crazy situation started, we had gotten renewed some annual passes. We used to go to Disneyland quite a bit in the past when the kids were younger, and then we stopped going for a while because it was just kind of expensive. And this year we renewed some passes and decided to start going to Disneyland again. And then all this crazy stuff happened, and but we did get to go to Disneyland several times before that. And on January 17th, Rise of the Resistance opened, and I was super stoked. I really wanted to ride Rise of the Resistance. I hadn't even been to Star Wars Land yet. I hadn't been to Galaxy's Edge. And so when we renewed our passes, one of our first days was just before Rise of the Resistance opened, and that was the first time I'd seen Galaxy's Edge. And we've shown you some of these videos in the past of just of some of our trips to Disneyland, but I wasn't taking a whole lot of video on those days, and I was in my old photography mode, So when we went back to Rise of the Resistance, we kind of made a concerted effort to take more video, and so that's what we did, and I really wanted to document Rise of the Resistance. And so we did that, but then I started thinking, do I really want to post this because a lot of people hadn't gone on Rise of the Resistance? Should I show a ride through of Rise of the Resistance? People should get to ride on the ride themselves. Should I show any of this? It was kind of like bothering me in my mind, but it's been a while now, and Disneyland is not even open, and we have these annual passes, but who knows when we'll ever get to go back. The one thing about that, though, is that with our annual passes, we would have been blocked out for the summer anyway. So June, July, August, we would have been blocked out for, and because we just got the cheapest annual passes that we could afford, and even that was kind of spendy, but so much more worth it for us to be able to go back whenever we want. But we can only go on our passes, go back on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and sometimes Friday, but sometimes even Friday is blocked out. And the summers are blocked out. All the holidays are blocked out. So basically we can only go on the weekdays, or even just after work kind of thing, head out there and go to Disneyland even in the evening time. That makes it so much more worth it to me than spending $150 a person for one day. And so we got these annual passes, and then suddenly now we're not allowed to use them anymore because Disneyland closed in March, and it's been closed. And they said that if we were with our annual passes, if we held on to them, they would just push back that date for renewal, and they would give us all the time back that we wanted. And so now I'm wondering if we have been blocked out, if we would have been blocked out for June, July, August, does that get added on now? And now suddenly we have all this time that we would have missed out on anyway. I mean, essentially we're paying a year's annual pass, but we're really only getting 9 months out of the 12 months because summer's blocked out for us. But now maybe because of this whole situation, we might get the full 12 months is what I'm thinking. But we'll just have to see. Not sure if that will pan out that way or not, but that's what we're hoping. And I can't wait for Disneyland to open again. And I took all this video of Rise of the Resistance when we went. We had to stand in long lines. We had to get there super early, and I don't know if this is how it's going to be when things open back up. I've seen things going on in Disney World where they only allowed a certain amount of people back into the park, and a lot of virtual queues going on. And so, I don't think that it's going to be quite the same when the parks reopen. And so maybe none of this will, even in this video, may not pertain to how things operate once Disneyland opens back up. So I figured, why not just show the video that we took of Rise of the Resistance. If you don't want to see the ride and how it looks and everything, I didn't get everything in the ride because there's a few times where the camera just turned off, or it was shaking around that you can't really see anything anyway. So there's a few parts that I didn't get on the ride, but I got most of the ride on there, and I was going to post that online. So if you don't want to see the ride, then don't watch this video. But I'm just going to show the video that we took for the day and us riding on Rise of the Resistance. So here it is. So the day we went was actually February 28th. We got there super early. We left our home super early and got there about 6:45.
These are the lines that were there already when we got there. They started letting people in at about 7:30, 7:45, but it wasn't too bad of a line. And then once we got in, these were the crowds. And right at 8 o'clock, you had to hit that button, and it glitched for a second. We thought we wouldn't get in, but we got a boarding pass, but it said standby. So we weren't really sure if we were going to get in or not. So we walked around the park and we went to different rides, and we figured might as well just enjoy the rest of the day. We went on the Matterhorn and visited Star Wars Land, and got a few photo opportunities standing in front of the Star Wars Land, and got to see R2-D2. I should have taken some video of that because he, of course, sounds really good, and I love his little beeping and chirping. But we went on Tom Sawyer's Island, and went on the different things there. Went to California Adventure and went in some of the pavilions there and looked at all the photos and artwork, and which was cool because we'd never actually done that portion of Disneyland before, going in there. But we got to talk to the artists, and I talked to him about painting and gouache and all the different artistic parts of Disney. Melissa really loves the Haunted Mansion, as do I, and we got some good shots of the Capitol building here, and just really cool to see all this stuff. And we got to eat some lunch in Star Wars Land, and it was just a nice day to be out and about, even though it was a bit crowded that day.
Don't be so negative. What is the truth?
Escher was a little upset because he was afraid we weren't going to get to go on the ride. But at about 3:30, our group number got called, and we went in, stood in line, and here's some of the stuff from even waiting in line. We thought we'd just take a few shots while we were in line because you don't really see a whole lot of the different things that are going on in the line while you're waiting. And part of the ride here is actually waiting in line. And it was actually a really cool cue, just waiting to get on the ride itself. The line is part of the ride.
Please report back to IGS cockpit.
Incoming transmission from Ray. BB-8, is everyone assembled? Good. Shouldn't you be in site prep. Recruits, thank you for joining the cause. A covert resistance team led by my friend Finn has infiltrated a First Order Star Destroyer that is now headed to this system. Your outpost on Batu is no longer safe. We have transports waiting to take you to General Organa's secret base on Pucara. I'll regroup with you there. The Resistance desperately needs your help in our fight against Kylo Ren and the First Order. Remember, it is vital that you keep the location of the Pucara base secret. Lieutenant Beck, one of our top commanders, will lead you.
Affirmative. Transport is ready. Line Num and I shall personally see them delivered.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Welcome to the cause. May the Force be with us.
Commander Poe Dameron and a squadron of X-Wings shall escort us to the rendezvous point on Pucara.
Roger, this is Black Leader. I hear you're a fine-looking group of recruits. Well, no time to waste. Let's get you on your way to the General.
Stand clear.
Deck is in motion. Recruits crossing to transport.
Wait 30 seconds. Good. Look when I go to hyperdrive. Yes. Check the hyperdrive also.
Transport takeoff in 20 seconds.
Hyperdrive is very now ready. Good. Airspeed central. Thank you, Nino. Black Leader, are you and your team ready?
Affirmative. Engines are hot. Red 2, Blue 5, report. Red 2, check.
Blue 5 standing by.
System scan ready. Affirmative. Engage propulsors and hold on, recruits. All ships, launch. I am Lieutenant Beck. As you heard from Ray, I have been tasked with getting you to Pucara.
Red 2, Blue 5, keep tight now. Let's get ready to make that jump to light speed on my mark.
Black Leader, we're picking up an unusual...
That wasn't bad luck. Someone brings up the
The line right here, single file, await further orders. Single file line right back here, not behind them.
The colors I just assigned to you, guys. We'll need these colors for further process.
You'll wait right here, single file, for orders from the next lieutenant.
You are standing on. They will be vital to your interrogation.
Blue and red, follow.
Without looking down, what color are you on? Gray.
Let's go. Find your colors. That's right. Get to your transport.
Watch now. Lieutenant Beck, we need to find him a way.
Reclutos, para su seguridad, permanezcan sentados con su cinturón de seguridad bien ajustado. Mantengan las manos, brazos.
Inside the transport and supervise your children. Tell them it's a prisoner transfer. Did it work? Good. Now get a move on. There's a clear path to the turbo lift at the end of the hallway. Turn right. Approach.
Wait, there goes the prisoner.
Cover is blown. Find an alternate route. Who picked these two droids anyway?
Take cover, recruits! If anyone's packing a blaster, now's a good time. The escape pods just below us! Wait, why are you going up? I said down! Up is bad! Up is real bad!
So that was about it. I didn't catch the last drop off there. That ride is so awesome. It's one thing to watch it in a video. It's another thing to actually experience it. It just takes your breath away. It's so freaking awesome. I would advise anybody who wants to go on that. You know, you got to ride yourself. It's you just have to try it. It blows your mind away. But that's all for now. And I hope everybody has a good day. Thanks for watching, and like, subscribe, and share if you'd like. And we'll catch you next time in the next video. Alright, thanks for watching.